a bunch of longtime friends and internet nerds transcend geography through the power of Discord to play Dungeons and Dragons, and critically fumble a lot. Or, just the best laid, not so much plans of dragons and men don't quite go as initially expected because stuff happens. The stuff in question was their trip to the Elven Wild going incredibly badly wrong when they almost entirely all got locked into separate rooms, and then Ava got confronted by Hazel's biological mother, her own half-sister, and a whole lot of Crownsguard. To her credit, she did try to keep them talking, but they really weren't all that interested in anything she had to say that was not giving up the Vanadar name to said half-sister. Everybody else found their own ways out, whether it was conveniently placed grappling hook by the specter of somebody else's past entirely, or, clever use of mold earth. Or, dimension door and kind of unfortunate second stealth roll. And, or, if you're Remy, just break it down in a colleague's face.
Ow!
Yeah, they got out. Realized that Ava and Alice were missing, though at least Remy could track where Alice had gone because she was smart enough to have cast Hunter's Mark on her, so there was that. And they barged into the throne room with the general idea of let's get weapons into everybody's hands and go to town on people. That didn't entirely happen because weapons never got into anybody's hands at any point. Partially because while they were trying to be clever in giving Alice scimitars to the rogue who could be sneaky, rogue also has 25 feet of movement speed because short little legs. And nobody actually uncuffed Ava, who had her own means of getting Alice out of the mob, which of course did not happen because things sort of superseded that, and after some painful encounters with chain lightning, half-dragon sorceress bitch grabbed hold of Alice and plane shifted out, which, was almost following the example of Lady Emma Vela, who noted out of the entire fight right at the beginning, because apparently she wanted zip to do with this. Which, might be good or might be bad, depending. You just don't know, because it really was just, nope! Now, they're kind of in the general vicinity of the throne room, going with Erin's long missing cousin, who some of you will, actually I think everybody but Rizwin, who is unfortunately not with us because Harry is having a dreadful time of it at the moment, will have remembered seeing the statue of, at least, in the halls of the Deathless. So she's there sort of looking at the spot that was vacated in the plane shift and going, well, I'm pretty sure I know where she is.
Go after her.
Well, there's a few decisions to make, and I don't know that we necessarily want to make them here. And Rizwin, who is equally as perceptive as Furseth, who probably notices it too, is just sort of going, sorry, but what's that? Points up at the window where Ava will remember her room is, because Furseth will have also seen the little butterscotch butting against the window.
I left him up
Well, he was bumbling around the room keeping you company.
there. Oh. Oh my god, Butterscotch! I have to go get him.
Does he get injured? No.
I don't think
Flush,
so.
I guess not.
No, not unless he gets poked, I think.
At which point, she draws her bow, aims for the window next to Butterscotch's. Smash!
I go try and get under it so I can catch him.
Gloof, gloof, gloof. Okay,
Without moving out of the way of the glass, obviously.
well, roll me a dex check, just to see.
Dexterity.
Butterscotch
Oh,
has
that's
0 aim, by the way.
Oh, God.
Infinite enthusiasm, 0 aim.
Well,
23, natural 20.
you're used to Butterscotch trajectory
Hey, boy.
by now. So
Hey, boy.
Ooh, nice
Sorry,
catch.
just there.
Remy restrainedly hurries up to Beth.
Mm.
You need to plane shift us right now. Can you do that?
No, but I can do something nearly as good.
What do
Okay.
you mean?
Well, first of all, some of you are going to have to change out of clothes, which are very nice, but probably not as sturdy as they possibly could be. The plane shift that came from here went to the Shadowfell, which is something I'm probably going to have to explain to you, but thankfully, it's not so much reliant on portals. Not always, anyway. There are thin places between the worlds, same as with the Feywild, and they can be traveled to through some fairly creepy territory, but given where we'll be ending up. The question is, are you in... Some of you are not in very good shape right now.
I don't want to.
Are you able for this?
I'll be fine.
Remy nods.
No.
I put a tracking spell on her, but I need to be in the same plane, I think, and it won't last very long.
Chain lightning. Some people need to recover.
Yeah, but I wouldn't advise recovering that long. If we can get there, get to her, then leave.
Remy looks to Hazel's healing staff.
I do, in fact, still have, and I'm reaching into the bag and producing the staff. This! At full charge!
I'm mostly leaving this to you, but I will explain this. The Shadowfell is... It is a plane of darkness, misery, madness, and despair. It does not like the light. She's not human, is she?
No.
Not exactly.
I can imagine that the Shadowfell was chosen partially because the Shadar Kai are friendly to that sort of individual, or at least not immediately hostile. And there's a Shadar Kai stronghold in the area. But also, if you want to keep an entity like her subdued, that's probably where you'd go.
Look, okay. Either way, I still don't think we should go just yet. We need to talk and figure out some sort of an actual plan, and that's come up with not by me.
Do we have time, though?
So can we leave, at least?
If...
Remy looks again to Beth. If you do your thing, do you know where the where she entered the Shadowfell?
I don't, but it'd probably be relatively close. You would know if we leave soon. Or anyone with a certain amount of tracking skill would probably be able to pick up something.
I can try that.
But keep in mind that the amount of time it would take to fully rest up from injuries also allows her to regain her strength. We don't know when that individual can cast that again.
Yep. And I'm gonna tap the staff on the floor and cast Mass Cure Wounds for five charges.
Okay. At some point you will be at a level where you have that spell and I can just give you the clicky button, but for now...
Yep.
Learn it, live it, love it.
It's 3d8. Sorry, just giving me a second to make sure everything is right.
Well, I recommend at least giving your friend some privacy to change into some actual armor. I take it you have belongings. Scouts noted you came in a cart.
Yeah.
Some of our people will probably be coming to fetch that, so... Oh. Not as good as it could be, but...
That's everybody getting 18.
Good enough for Remy.
At the very least, let's get out of here, rendezvous with the rest of the group, and head at least in the general direction of the thin place I'm aware of.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
I'll take that.
That's what I'm trying to say.
No, you're trying to at once demand a plan for territory you've never been in and castigate yourself for not making a plan or making one that was bad. You were trying to do all of that at once while also trying to deter people from rescuing their friend. I don't like you. Walks away.
Darvin, no more words right now. We'll get this sorted. We just have to move a little bit faster than usual.
Remy strides right after Beth.
I'm following.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just going to go.
I look to Beth. Can I ask something? Can you only sense Alfina, or can you sense Alice as well?
I can't sense either of them. I read the portal, or the residue left behind.
Oh.
I've been walking the plains for a very long time. You get a sense of it. I head outside, and there's the courtyard with your wagon and your recently earned horse. And the rest of them just going, okay, none of you look particularly happy. They're not. Don't poke them. We're going to be taking a little bit of a trip.
I'm going to try to jog up to Beth real quick before we get a move on.
She's talking to the rest of the scouts.
Oh,
She's going,
my bad.
you don't have to come. But let's get off the territory before guards decide that we're a problem. And looks at Ava. Can you change in your cart?
Sure.
The rest of the scouts just sort of melt into the shadows, and Beth just waits for y'all to hop in wherever you're. Well, no, because she thinks about it. And I'll have to be leading, I suppose. We'll park this in the Wood Elf camp while we do this thing. And looks over at Darwin, who I imagine is going, is it a good time to approach now?
Yeah. Just with the borrowed dagger in hand, just like, can I hand it back?
He takes it, tucks it back in her, and hops into the shotgun seat of the wagon. Who's driving this thing? Remy's actually
Remy.
the best of it at it.
Remy clambers on up.
Just points. Leans back to Aaron. We're going to need to have a conversation later, but let's just leave it at I can do you one further boon, and it looks like this is it. It's really not a very long ride. I mean, it probably would have been longer walking, but the even with the amount of tree, there still has to be a way to get to a place that's not, that you can actually take something more than 2 feet through. So, 5-10 minutes later, you come across rather larger bunch of trees, and if you're looking closely, ladders.
I'm gonna follow the view of the ladder up.
Mostly you're seeing foliage, but if you squint, you can see sort of wood glimpses of wooden platform. I imagine we don't have time to stop. That's a lot of ladder climb, so is everyone as prepared as they're going to get?
Yeah. I do want a moment to try and contact my god for any sort of information after, either before or after we go in. I don't know what the Shadowfell does to that kind of uh, extraplanar speaking.
Mm.
Is there any
So that-
interference I should worry about?
I'm not a cleric. I wouldn't know. My
Tracks.
connection to the gods is a little more direct.
And to that point too, Remy, so were you in contact with Alsace's father or something?
Occasionally, yes, but
Do you think we should try and reach out to him?
I mean, if Hazel's gonna need an hour to pray, then yes, I can try.
I don't need an hour. I just needed a little bit of time for the ritual.
Okay, then you do your thing, and I'll see what I can do.
Okay, remind me how divination works again?
Divination is magic and a 25 GP offering plus incense. I ask a single question about a goal, event, or activity to occur within 7 days.
Yeah. Do you or I need to roll anything?
If I cast it more than it was 2 or more times before finishing the long rest, there's a cumulative 25% chance for each casting. After the first, that you get a random reading.
So no.
The GM makes the roll for this chance in secret.
You could have just put the spell card up.
I'm sorry. I'm still working the bugs out of whether or not it sends it up as a. Oh Christ! It actually did it this time. It like half the stuff when I try to click in the spell list, it's not been throwing spell cards.
And that roll is the 25% chance, not to the actual cast. So no, the answer to the question was no.
Yeah. Sorry, me trying to fit. I didn't quite understand if you meant do you roll something or do I roll something or do.
Well, no, it was is a roll required to succeed at this?
Ah. Yeah, I didn't quite catch that. Yeah, I know.
Just ask the fucking question.
First question is, where in the Shadowfell is Alizé?
There is actually the feeling of Palor face palming at you. Because you're not in the Shadowfell. You don't know what the Shadowfell looks like. You do not know if there are any distinguishing marks.
She's just, yeah, Hazel's in a...
Hazel is turning a really humiliated shade of red right now.
Yep, turning colors and just looking a little... Oh.
You're getting forest and that's basically all you have right now because you can't even answer if you're close or not because you're not there.
My timing is awful.
That was the worst fucking question you could possibly have asked.
Yep.
Yeah, so you're just seeing Hazel have the. Okay, you know what? No, I will not stand for this from a wisdom caster. Make me a wisdom check.
Yes, please. Here's hoping I don't bungle this one too. Yeah, nope.
Yeah, you realize as soon as it leaves your mouth that that's probably the worst question you could possibly have asked.
And I'm just turning colors in Studio Ghibli.
And everybody else heard that, and anybody who's noticing Beth is just going. She has a tracker on her. What? What?
I know. I realized that literally as I was saying it.
Okay, now we roll the hand of fate. Your offering was not accepted, however. Because your god is literally just facepalming at you and going, "You're better than this."
I'm just gonna wait until we're actually in the Shadowfell before I do any of this.
You do realize that might make you a beacon. That's the only issue. Interference may or may not be a problem, I don't know. The problem is that your kind of magic in the Shadowfell doesn't happen. Death, despair, darkness, remember? And sorry, you were going to speak to somebody's father?
It's a long story for another time. Just to give me a moment, please. And she kind of steps off. Deep breath in. Tries to calm herself and looks up and closes her eyes and says, "Cereal."
There's a sense that somebody's listening.
I know what I have to do. I'm not sure if the trekking spell is still holding or if it will last long enough for us to, by the time we make it to the Shadowfell, to pick up her trail. Can you help me?
As she stands there with her eyes closed, she doesn't see anything, but she does hear some things. There's the rather satisfying sound of somebody's nasal cartilage going crunch. Somewhere behind her eyelids there is light that doesn't correspond to what should be the light in the forest area she's in. Sound of chipping rock and eventually shattering metal. And the sense of you have 1 more hour. Don't waste it.
Thank you. I'm going to find her.
there's that feeling of, slight nod and withdraws. Mostly they leave you alone, but they're clearly watching. Just they try to stay hands off because they know you like that.
Remy steps back up. We have a little bit of time, but we need to get moving.
How long?
Another hour.
To be
Ish.
fair, on top of the spell that you've already cast, you're looking at an hour 20 minutes, something like that.
No more than an hour and a half. Probably less. Alice's. She's still Alice, and she's fighting back. But we need to get there, and we need to help her.
There's never been question of that. So now what?
If no further questions from deities needed to be asked.
I'm racking my brain to try and figure out if there's any possible question that would be pertinent. Is there anything I could roll for that, DM?
Make me a wisdom check.
That's even worse. That is a nat 1.
You're getting the. I once called Remy an embarrassment to the faithful, and she's getting better information than I am.
Yeah, so still like turning redder. The hair's studio ghibling.
I'm sorry. What? Is she all right?
She's fine.
She'll be fine.
This just sort of leans down so that she's, on Hazel's level. Will it help you to do something heroic and possibly smash something's face in?
Mm-hmm.
Then let's do that then.
Thank you.
Redeem yourself in the eyes of your god by putting route to evil and indignity and saving one of its quasi-celestials.
Let's do this.
Alright. Is everyone ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
Got Rizwin sort of sidles up and goes, I borrowed these, and while I know that they're yours, that it's just they're a great deal better than mine, and I wondered if I could hang on to them for just a little bit longer. By all means. Thank you. And she leads you little ways away from the occasional ladder into a spot of. There's more in the way of younger trees in this patch, although there are some taller and older ones, and Hand of Fate time? No. It doesn't look as grim as it actually is. I don't know how much has been carried, but we plant trees for our fallen. This is a graveyard. You'll usually find thin spots between the prime material plane and the Shadowfell in places like these. Prepare yourselves. There are entities in the Shadowfell that, the twisting that the Shadowfell does takes a while, but it happens. Beings get lost in there and are changed. Kith become monsters. It won't take as long as that. We're not in a desperate hurry beyond the length of a tracking spell. But be prepared, it may not just be that half-dragon individual. that's the problem. In fact, I mean, I suppose it depends on how well your friend fights. And Rizwin is sort of, I have a scimitars, but I'm still not sure I'm the best person to carry
No.
them.
Hazel.
Boots
Probably
won't have
the fastest.
recharged, but at the very least I can.
She's still a little faster than me,
Yeah.
but
I can be pretty fast.
It-
Oh, no, I have another idea. Maybe I should keep hold on. I think
it's either that or Froseth. We can we not tie them to his back or something?
Yeah, I'd actually say time for Seth.
Yeah, good idea.
Okay, well,
If that's all right with you.
no, it's fine. It's just
I'm asking him because it's his back.
Oh, sorry.
Yes,
it seemed
fine.
light. I always really hope I do Rizwin justice when I have to do this.
She's adorable.
You have the cadence. Well done.
So there's a certain amount of. I mean, Froseth knows how his stuff works, and Froseth, you make me a wisdom check before we go too far into that.
Okay.
It's enough.
13.
It's enough. Just it's an idle thought as you're looking at, at at elementally imbued weapons. An entire realm of death, misery, and despair. That sounds an awful lot like a necrotic magic place, and while your new robes have some wonderful properties, your original gi has something that might be helpful.
Right! I am going to change it to that.
You got Rizwin sort of bustling up with and then he's going for the cart and pulling out his gi.
Wait one moment.
I suppose we don't want to cut the silk?
This is
She has
necrotic
no idea.
resistant.
Oh, is that going to be a... That is going to... Good thinking, sir. So yeah, Froseth changes clothes and can... Given his height, he can actually manage to fit the scimitars into the belt. They're surprisingly light. I mean, for him, they might as well be shards of ice because he hasn't attuned to them. So, don't swing them. And at that point, all right. Any last minute anything? Once this starts, I don't think there's going to be a lot of.
Well, you might not make it back from this, you said.
Well, actually, I'm probably more likely to make it back from this than you are. Or would be if I wasn't basically standing in front of you. As far as I've been told, I have this, and then maybe about another hour to actually have a conversation with you.
One question, just in case. What's my name?
It's a longer story than we have time for, but... Well, the explanation as to why is a longer story than I have time for, but... Your name can no longer be spoken. The clan stripped your name of everything. When you were taken, they thought it was something powerful that needed to be propitiated that wanted you. So they gave up all claim to you. Whatever name you have here and now is what you have. I suppose I should be asking you then. What is your name?
I have been named Aaron.
Are you going to keep it?
We'll see what happens.
Fair enough.
Beth, I really
I
hate
know.
to ask you more. Are you with us the whole way from
I.
getting back to here?
This is my last boon from my cousin. I'll explain a little bit more about why when this is done, because I know we don't have all the time in the world. But I am largely here to keep him safe, but I get the impression, and do correct me if I'm wrong, because my interactions with Kith in general have been a bit bizarre the last several centuries, and it's probably been more than that because time is very strange in some planes. But you're all effectively a family in your own right, her included.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
getting her back is a boon to him. So I can do that. I have one last boon and an hour's conversation, and then I serve Nerul directly, probably as one of his psychopomps. Shall we?
Yes. Thank you.
Frisbee sort of sidles up to Hazel. Is somebody going to explain why the psychopomp and that all sounds very
That's
complicated.
yeah. Yeah, well, we'll tell you the whole story once this
No, I know we don't have time
imme-
right now. That's fine. Just I'd
Yeah.
really like to have an explanation. Thank you.
you will very much get one.
Alright, let's go. And Beth basically steps into a shadow of one of the older, more gnarled trees and is gone.
I'm gonna follow.
Follow too.
Follow.
Yeah, I'm walking in that
Everyone
same
in.
general direction.
Yeah. As you walk, I mean, forest is still stretched out before you, but you hit a kind of line, and the forest has changed. Previous to this, it was old, yes, and maybe a bit intimidating, but comforting and alive in a way that only really good old forests can be. This is a forest of death. The trees are all twisted into improbable shapes, and what leaves are on them appear more blighted than dead. There's been snow, dusting of it, really, under your feet. The whole time you've been in the forest, the canopy's been keeping most of the snow to a minimum, but here the snow is like crematory ash.
What in the nine hells?
Oh boy.
What part of shh do you not understand? You do not want to attract Kith's attention here if you want to achieve your goal.
Can we see anything around us?
Currently, horrible, dead, twisted trees, shadows that move very, very strangely.
Yeah, but there's like
It's
daylight. It's not like all.
the sky is black. There's a little bit of light. The humans and the Dragonborn are having a hard time.
Remy takes a deep breath and tries to do her tracking spell.
Well, she doesn't need to. As soon as she crossed that line, she's got, okay, that way.
Okay, then Remy points that way.
You could give us a little light, but it would draw attention.
I don't think we're going to have a choice. More than about half of you can't see in this. Yeah, Aaron, Hazel, Rizwin, and Beth have zero problem. I mean, everything is in shades of gray, which somehow makes it worse. But you guys, the Darvin, Remy, Ava, and Froseth, all you're seeing is occasional blighted leaf, occasional glimmers of not quite moonlight on what feels like bone ash instead of snow, and shadows that move funny.
What do you want to do?
Well, I wouldn't recommend fire if anybody's got anything that.
I was about to ask. Do we still have the
No, I lift my
The-
sword slightly.
no the no 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 the,
Drift.
thanks
Drift
yes
globe. Yes.
Oh,
I believe I've got that.
Yep.
Pull that out.
will that draw attention?
It might, but so will.
We don't really have a
us
choice,
moving,
right?
And
I have Palor's light, but well,
that would probably be the waste of magical energy if you have an actual drift globe. Though those don't burn out, they don't have a time limit. And if I recall correctly, they can be dimmed rather than fully extinguished. It'll do. It'll have to.
Yeah.
We can't have you walking into trees. It seems less than heroic somehow.
well, if you need stronger light, I have a sword that can help.
We want as little light as we can get away with.
Yeah.
Stealth.
So then, past another trace.
Are you sure you don't want me to do that? In case you wanted to save your magical energies for other things, I've been knocking around the plains for a very long time, and I may have a bit more in the tank than you do.
Yeah.
Just because of experience. I'm not trying to disparage.
No,
Look at it as what you'll be capable of to a point one day. Although probably less the hopping plains. You don't seem that type.
not quite.
We'll
well,
talk before I have to go.
maybe that would be best. Yes.
Okay. So stealth from y'all with a +10.
Yep.
20 all told.
17, 27. Holy crap.
27.
Remy's still at disadvantage.
Yes. Because clank.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be 30.
Yeah. I mean, Beth and Froseth just fade into the shadows, and Hazel and Ava are not far behind. Erin is trying, but is still a bit stunned at this point, and Remy is clanking a little bit, and Darvin is still. What the fuck about this whole place?
At the same time, occasionally reaching out, trying to muffle a plate here and there. Kind of nervously, just trying not to be too much. What the fuck? And I'm cool. I'm good. Oh wait, Remy's still here. Okay, I'm cool. I'm good.
Okay. Who's got survival?
I do.
Not outright, but jack of all trades.
I think you'd probably be a bit lost.
Okay,
in this
I figured,
particular
but
one, anyone who's actually got the proficiency for actual reasons, roll me a survival check.
Yes, ma'am. 15 for me.
Yeah, it's Ava who's probably got her own guilt issues to work out at this point and is thus really focused on things, notices before they go too far at all, blood
Oh god.
from
Does
the
it look like Alice's?
from the looks of it.
Sorry.
You've had experience with human blood, you've had experience with dragon blood. This is a mix of the two.
There's going to be more coming from the bitch.
Huh.
Hmm?
You get Beth looking at it.
It's not Alice's.
No, but there's the kind of crud you'd find under a shoe heel mixed in with it. I think somebody got kicked in the face.
That's Alice.
Yep.
Somebody took a boot to the head.
Okay. Looking around a little bit further with that roll, Ava will notice that the blood trail continues a little bit, but it's thinner than it should be for the kind of bloody nose, and she looks up, and particularly if she gets Furseth to lift the drift globe a little bit, some of that blood's in the trees, and there's broken branches up there.
I try and determine why she went up. Why, mate?
To be fair, you all know. Well, if Ava's saying that, any of the rest of you who've figured out why up might be a thing can answer. So yeah, she's going. Okay, why would she have gone up there?
I don't think it was the half dragon that was doing the flying,
I think it was both.
she was the unwilling participant.
she was not. She was the passenger.
Not necessarily. You do know that, particularly those who are strong enough blooded that it comes out in magic, they can have wings. You didn't know that. It's entirely possible that for a brief time anyway, she can have wings. So what it looks like is kick, flee, follow. Thing is, they can only fly as fast as they can walk.
No, that means they're not too fun.
Darvin and Remy do actually know that Alice flies faster because her movement speed, because it's basically a flight spell, is 60 feet.
Right.
Alice can make a lot of ground while she has her own wings out.
And given Remy, given that she's got technically two sources.
Well, no, you remember.
Right.
She used it to. Hazel can pipe up with this. Remember, she used it to intimidate Hazel's mother.
She kind of pulled out at least some of that.
Oh, dang! Right.
Parental personage.
Sorry, thank you with everything. God, yeah, not as much time has passed as I thought. Right. Dang. Okay, never mind then.
But what she has is the longer lasting ones.
Yeah, what she's got left would be the proper tattoos, and
hopefully that's last longer than anything that.
You know this. You went flying with her 10 minutes.
Yeah, I know hers lasts for 10 minutes. I don't know if that's longer than the dragon because I don't know what the dragon can do.
Well, if the dragon can only fly at average walking speed,
still an outrunning,
do faster. Even if there's a visual component to those things, it'd be easy to lose someone in this. Let's keep following the trail and see if we can find anything else.
Yes.
Remy is still tracking, so we'll know
And if
if
we
the
run
trail
out of time,
if the trail branches off, we'll know which way we need to go.
and if that runs out, I've got a spoken note. So pick something of Alice's.
Continue then.
Keeping an eye on everything for any sign.
Okay, another survival check from those of you who have it.
17.
This time, Beth does beat you to it, and Ava's following the blood trail, so she notices that it's come down, it stopped, and then it seems to have simply gone. However, what Bethrina pulls out is broken chain. Holds up a very, very distressed chain link. Holds up a incredibly beaten up looking rock. And there is more blood on that. Apparently there was a lot of bashing that was required.
I mean, they had her manacled, so
Yeah, that's looking like Alice's work.
That's looking like had her manacled.
Yeah, I don't think.
well,
she's...
she probably still is. They're just the chain's broken.
Depends on whether or not she felt they might be useful. Or she just didn't want to leave too much in the way of trace behind.
Or
I
time.
honestly couldn't say.
Well, we're obviously still heading in the right direction, both Remy's spell and evidence.
Did you find anything else? I am sorry, I did not get any of your names.
Hazel Hearthheart.
I think just first names will do. I've kind of picked up a couple through context. I've got Hazel, I've got Remy, I've got Darvin. Rizwin.
I'm Ava.
Hello.
Froseth.
Right. It's just good to know who I need to shout at. Young Ranger seemed inappropriate.
Looks like she came down. Trail just vanishes.
Well, she probably tried to keep following. May have taken any other manacle bits that were left behind with her, for all I know.
Remember if Fantasy has visibility?
She has speed, apparently.
Yeah.
Maybe she just wasn't here at the same time. We've been traveling for a little while.
Maybe.
Yep.
Remy, which way?
Still,
Murray points forward.
Okay.
Let's keep moving.
The only reason I ask, looking at the blood puddle that Ava's looking at, is because if the trail ends here, it means she's used other means to leave.
She meaning...
Sorry, the half-dragon.
Ah.
It would appear, given that the trail ends here, pursuit has ended.
So then Alice is somewhere in here alone. which is both bad and good.
I was just about to say. Maybe you're not. Maybe I might like you.
I'm trying.
Less so now than you were half an hour ago. The patient.
Just looks confused and starts walking in the direction Remy pointed.
Yeah, and she does just add the patience. Trying the patience. And once he thinks about that for a minute, I appreciate the pun, but I'm in this picture and I don't like it.
That's where he's just sort of confused, goes,
Okay. Perception check from all of y'all.
17.
21.
12.
10.
17.
13.
Yeah, it's Hazel who really picks it up because it's been pretty well tucked away, and what she's looking at is nearly gone, but Hazel of all people will recognize something that was in some way blessed by Palor, and there's a small rock tucked into the knot of a tree, a little bit tall for Hazel to reach, but about, I'll say I'm trying to tuck it away somewhere height, that's just fading out light. It's, apparently Asmar can do that.
Huh. Right
What?
about there, and I'm pointing directly at the still faint.
If you stand on tiptoe, you can actually pull out the rock and just show the last little bit of glimmer.
Yeah.
Oh.
There we go.
Yeah, Remy recognizes the spell.
We're on the right trail.
She must have left a clue for us to find.
Survival check from those of you who have it.
14.
11.
At which point you've got Beth going, oh, and a particularly nasty epithet in Sylvan. I mean, these are she has ways of swearing in Sylvan that the Hazel didn't think the language could support.
Even the helm's going basically just expletive. It doesn't say what the expletive is. It's just you don't want to know.
Expletive, but yeah.
This translation age restricted.
Basically.
To be fair, in the case of the helm, it's actually more. The language it's such an old that you get the sound and you're getting this feel of if the tone of voice didn't say it, the helm is just the bleep 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 kind of.
What? What is it?
What's wrong?
It shows points around to a tree, and there are some really nasty claw marks in it.
What is that?
Not something we want to run into.
If I'm any judge, that would be one of the hungry.
Hungry?
If people spend too long, weeks, months, years in the Feywild, I told you, they become other.
The twisting.
They become monsters. Some are driven entirely by hunger.
Okay. More reason to hang around.
Given the proximity, I don't think we're the only individuals in this place looking for her.
Then let's hurry.
Yeah.
Let's hurry quietly.
Yes.
If it hasn't found her, then I'd really prefer that it not.
Or find us either.
Hmm.
Honestly, I'd prefer it find us.
Well,
There's
okay.
more of us.
There's more of us. We're armed.
That's a good point.
Of course, a couple of you do know that LSA is technically armed, just only with a with the cleavage dagger. Okay, I'm about to be incredibly mean to y'all.
Oh no.
I would like you all to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy.
But that's okay, you have proficiency. It's not
Yes,
you
I
I
do.
feel particularly bad about.
16.
18.
17.
Yeah. Fine.
Oh, good. Okay, I'm gonna have to.
21.
I'm gonna have. Almost all of you are fine. Even frickin' Aaron is fine, but
14.
yeah,
I'm in trouble, aren't
he's
I?
fine. Kind of, depending.
Oh shit.
Okay, I wasn't entirely sure I was gonna bring this out, but it struck me as potentially a good idea. So okay, for this one, do you want to roll it or should I?
Roll what?
A d6.
I mean, I can.
Will you feel better or worse about it if you're the one who decides your eventual fate as far as this is good?
Well, it's not going to really change said fate, whether it's me or you, so.
Okay, it will be me then.
Alright.
Oh god, out of character, I think I know what's coming, but won't know until Tess actually drops it on us.
On me, you mean?
What gets dropped on you gets dropped on all of us. We're a team.
You have a disadvantage on all saving throws,
Oh,
and the following flaw, you're basically at this point convinced that this place is going to kill you. You are not coming out of. You are convinced at this point that you are not coming out of here alive.
So mega paranoid, basically.
It's not so much paranoid as it's inevitable dread now. It's literally called dread. So you guys just kind of see Ava go pale.
And I put my hand on her shoulder. Are you okay?
Yeah. It's just creeping me out.
Insight check and deception if you're actually trying to sell that bullshit.
15.
Oh,
Does everyone observing this get to make
If
insight?
you want to, yes, because she
Deception.
said she's fine in that tone of voice.
22.
No,
Just
not-
one roll, or did I have disadvantage? No.
No, 'cause it's not a saving throw; it's a deception check. It still doesn't matter. Everybody knows you're lying through your fucking teeth. At which point it's, oh dear. Does anyone have the means to remove curses by any chance?
Wait, no.
I would recommend doing it.
I do.
Anyone who can, I recommend they do. Right now.
Well, I'm going to put a hand on Ava's shoulder, grab my holy symbol, and remove curse.
You're actually feeling better. That disadvantage now gone. And the sense of dread lifts as you are reminded that you are among friends. Half of them are blessed by gods. And one of them literally cannot fucking die. That's what
weird.
this place can do to you.
Oh boy.
Who's gonna move on?
Yeah, let's move.
Yeah, quiet expediency, I believe, is the order of the day.
Yeah, you've been traveling along for about half an hour at this point. The shadows are getting. They're still twisty. They're still outright terrifying half the time, but at least Ava's not in resigned dread mode. I'm going to have to recast pass without trace, so if y'all wouldn't mind rolling me stealth again.
Oh my god.
20. Oh, Dios mío.
22.
Oh my
So
god.
I have full 30 at this point.
19.
Bethruna rolled a nat 20, but there's okay, I'm gonna roll the hand of fate now. Yeah, okay. The nat 20 does in fact help to cancel out the nat 1, mostly because Remy trips over a root that she just did not see because the shadows from the drift globe and the shadows from the forest and the thing is hunting and people are getting cursed all over the place and I'm so fucking done with this.
Yep. Yep.
Trips over a root and you can just about hear the impending clatter as you see Remy try to keep her balance, fail, and then grabbed by the back of the armor by Bethruna. And she just keeps you there for a minute.
Takes a deep breath in. Thank you
Leans you back.
very much.
I'm gonna let you roll that again. You're getting this look like really.
Oh my god. Remy's not having it.
No, she's thank you very much, and proceeds to walk directly into a tree.
She punches the tree.
Well, to be fair, given that's 2 nat 1s in a row, smack, thud, stands up and punches the damn thing.
Yep.
Actually, make me an attack roll. Just roll your strength because I suppose it just. Yeah, okay. So yeah, no. You punch a particularly large dent out of the tree, and this is just making so much fucking noise at this point. Yeah. Okay. I clearly the dice have spoken, so this is gonna be a thing. This was not entirely what I intended. I was going to be kind to you, but the dice were not. So what can I throw at you that's not going
Trying to look every single direction at
Magnetize
once.
the native hoodoo.
In that noise, I'm just like readying my bow and glancing in the direction.
Yeah, okay. So that's how big would a pack be? There's this noise, which is a certain amount of. It's from low, and from a lot of different directions.
Oh no.
Oh, fantastic! You've brought the wretched on us.
That doesn't sound good.
And boiling out from in and amongst the trees is clear the board because I didn't actually bring up bits for these because I was not going to throw them at you.
I know what these are. I have thrown them at parties.
The stupid thing is that they'd almost be cute if they weren't so horrifying.
They're
They're
lampreys with feet.
there you go.
The whole the mouth looks like a sucker on drugs, and there's teeth
Sarlacc,
for
miniature Sarlacc maw without the tentacles.
and
It's
it
all
has
it's all
feet
little
and
teeth.
bulging little eyes.
Let's just go with that. Basically, what you're looking at is this. It kind of looks like a Gizka on the brown acid with teeth. Bipedal, little nubbin of a tail, bulgy kind of eyes, and shark maw. They're about a couple of feet tall. And they're coming right for you.
Nums, for reference, they're basically squigs, except worse.
I'm getting a definite mental picture.
Yeah, so this is probably going to be more than a 10-minute fight, maybe. Well, let's see how it goes. But I need to find something that's going to approximate these damnable things. So how about all of y'all roll me some initiative, and I'll find a
21.
16.
14.
9. Why'd
18.
you roll twice?
He has advantage on initiative.
Dagger.
5. His thing, though it's not showing it twice, is rolling with advantage if you mouse over.
Wait, what? It is?
So it's
It
just
is.
showing the higher roll.
Yeah.
Oh!
It seems to do that for initiative. I don't know why it shows it different than attacks, but
Yeah, that's why I was always rolling twice. But hey, never mind. I mean, either way, the first roll was 21, so.
I noticed that last week when you had an 11 with natural 1. So I'm like, why is that red with an 11? Your initiative can't be that high.
You're right! Oh my god, you're right. That is so weird. But either way, okay.
Once again, Roll20's display system makes me want to punch things.
It's that display is inconsistent, makes it confusing.
Thank you, that helps. Now I know I only have to roll once.
Up to our eyeballs in wretched. Yay!
And some of our eyeballs are lower than others.
Don't let those things go for your face.
I'm actually reminded
Keep
of
in
the
mind
little.
you have a dwarf.
Yeah.
I was just thinking of her. She's about their size.
I'm reminded of the little black creatures from the Max. Though I don't know if anybody else other than me gets that reference.
No, I don't get it. Though I.
What the?
Sorry about that.
What was that?
If you're gonna mess around with things on your desk, can you please remember the mute button?
That's just it. I didn't. I looked over and was starting to slide.
I
How
don't
much
even want to
stuff is
think
on your
about what
desk?
your desk looks like.
Oh,
Okay, I think the best I have is. Yeah, it's not great, but thing from the depths, and they're kind of.
Yep, and I have a reference image for anyone able to look at the Discord.
Okay. I'm at this point. I'm gonna have to decide where you guys are, because.
God, those are ghastly.
Yeah, that's not. Oh, I see what you guys are looking at now. So let's see. So we've got Rizwin over there.
We've got a lovely bunch of yikes.
Yeah, Remy's kind of in. Well, she'd be near a tree, so she'd be kind of there, ish.
The phrasing "Gizka" on the on the brown acid is very, very accurate.
Yeah.
Copy that to library, so I've got access to it better.
It's
and she's standing right behind you there. So Darvin kind of, and he was staying relatively near. So Hazel was kind of, Hazel and Ava were fairly near to each other. So
Yeah, she knew Gus.
we'll tuck Ava in the middle because it was Darvin and Ava really with her. That leaves Froseth, and he would have been kind of close to the middle because he's still got the drift globe. So we'll tuck him there for the time being. And swarming from all basic directions. 1, 2, 3. Go away. Nope. That one's later. 4, 5. Nope. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay.
That's a lot of little buggers.
That is, in fact, a lot
Mhm.
of little buggers. Their challenge rating is only a quarter. You know.
but they're still gross.
They're gross.
Mhm.
They're not exactly easy. Now I need to roll initiative for Bethrina. Okay, that's not so bad. So actually, that's 25 to 20.
Yeah, 21.
Let's see, pack 1 is. Is 10. Pack 2 is 18. So that's. Uh, 20 to 15.
18.
And
Remy, you're 16.
Yeah, 16.
15 to 10.
14.
did you roll for Wisman?
No, I did not. Hang on, let me. Actually, use her character sheet. It just means I need to actually figure out how all that shit works. Oh!
Yep.
She's scary. Okay.
Yeah, rogues gotta go fast.
And 10 to 5.
9.
5, which was from a natural 1.
Well, you're very definitely at the end of the queue.
Yep.
I think that's everybody. So we've got Darvin, Rizwin, Bethrina, Aaron, Remy, Hazel, Ava first. Yes. Okay. Good. Fine. Great. Gee. Top of the round, Darvin, while I figure out exactly what Rizwin can do.
Okay. He's gonna take a half glance over at Beth. Can I and just go? Can I be loud?
She just gives you this look like, the fuck are you asking me for? I don't know what you can do, is the look.
Okay. In which case, he just, bam, both hands together, in the diagonal direction from away from me. Because I think if I do that, I won't hit anybody other than them. Thunderwave. I think there's enough angle.
10 feet. Just about, yeah. Okay.
Okay. So then I'm gonna click the clicky. Casting at level 2. So DC 14.
That's packed in. They have a con of -1 and they rolled a natural 60.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Well, so they all take what would that be? 7 points of damage? Because I'm assuming the 7.5 is rounded down.
Yep.
Oh man, I'm so glad that.
Isn't that 18? Because the extra D8 from the higher plus the 15.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Wait a minute, you didn't declare you were casting.
I did. As I was casting it, I said it cast
When?
at level. When the pop up came up to pick the level, I said casting at level 2.
Okay, but you didn't do it when you declared the spell. You did it when you were.
When I was clicking the thing.
Because remember you were doing that while I was checking other stuff.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Fucking hell. Wouldn't.
That doesn't affect the save though.
No, it doesn't
No.
affect the save, but
It-
yeah. Well, it still rolled a 2d8. So, yeah, because it's 1 times 1d8. It did calculate for the higher cast.
Right.
Oh, that's weird. It's
It's
2d8.
splitting it up too.
The spell at level 1 is 2d8.
So yeah, the 15 is from the spell at level 1, and the 3 is from the higher level cast.
So you're right. It is 18 total.
So technically, it's 9.
9.
Okay. Be very clear, especially when I'm doing a combat I wasn't expecting to have to do, and a character that I wasn't necessarily expecting to have to play. Okay? Please try to make it easier for me.
My apologies.
Thank you. And that would have got 5 of the 6. So. Okay. Rizwin from over in the back. Let's see what she can actually do here. Rizwin does not necessarily like things creeping too close to her sister. So she's going to take her regular dagger. Oh, it's sort of 5, 10, 15. So she's going to sort of nudge up to there and dagger. And I should technically be adding, I'll roll those myself. I didn't give clickies for the, I wasn't sure she was able to keep them, so that's 15, 14, 10. Yeah, that one that was kind of creeping up on Hazel, it's just all of a sudden, ballistic ruse win. Stabby, stabby, thump. You stay away from my sister.
Thanks, Rizzy.
Bethrina, meanwhile. Oh god, this is gonna be entirely overly reminiscent of certain things for Froseth.
Oh no, I know what's coming.
I love that spell.
That is like amazing. Welcome to the best thing Xanathars gave Rangers.
Okay, 5 creatures you can see within range. Well, there's 5 of them right about. There should be another one there somewhere, but fuck it. Yeah, she's just gonna go for the one that. We'll start with the one that's approaching Remy. Yeah. And that's how much damage again? And I suppose technically it could not kill them.
Yeah, the chances of that are pretty small.
Nope. 1. But still a chance, not happening yet. 2. 3. Given her modifiers, it's almost unfair, but 5. And she will teleport herself. Kinda there a bit, I think is probably, yeah. So she's just sort of gone around in a. I mean, you guys recognize this. You've seen Froseth do this, so it really is just wham, 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 wham. Just pulling the bow and being like, right, that should help. And unfortunately, the pack that she's just deleted is not the pack that goes first. Let's see. Yeah, they're not really liking Darwin very much.
Yeah.
So that's. And they get advantage. Oh, that's not good. So 1, 2, 3. We'll start with those ones. Because they're not liking you very much. Oh, okay, that's. Your AC is.
15.
I was just about to ask. It's less than 21, right?
Yeah, just a wee bit.
Hey, Darvin, welcome to Pack Tactics.
So that's 6 points of piercing damage, and it is currently attached to you. So this thing is sort of glommed onto your calf. Okay, that's the second one gloms onto your other calf for 4 points of piercing damage.
I'm sorry, you broke up a little there. How much?
4.
4. Got it.
Oh god, they're chewing.
Next one sort of attaches. It sort of leaps and is getting kind of unfortunately close to your butt.
Shunk.
And that's 3 points of piercing damage.
The worst leeches.
Yeah, those are taking up most of the space, and what is their movement speed? Yeah, this one's gonna go for. Oh, that's where the 6th one went. One of them is going to try to go for Remy. She just manages to fend it off, mostly by dint of, she's in a tin can. This next one kind of scrabbles through. Oh wait, I forgot an advantage. No, that's worse. Okay. Second one also manages to go for Remy, but again, armor. So you can hear the chewing and the scraping of the teeth on the enamel. And this one, they're going for soft targets, supposedly, and going for Froseth. Your AC is?
19.
That was a natural 19.
Oh.
So that's 3 points of piercing damage, and this thing is glommed onto you.
That is.
Aaron, there's only a couple that aren't literally attached to people.
I think you might. Are you muted?
Yeah, he is.
Dan, I'm not coming up with anything very useful anyway.
Snooze!
I don't know if that necessarily works on these things, but
I don't know. Oh,
I don't want to catch anyone else in it.
he does make a fair point. You guys are kind of cluster bombed.
Okay, you're an adventure pilot again. Okay, I'm gonna drop down to about here.
Sorry, show me. Okay, so 5, 10, 15, okay.
And see if I can't Eldritch Blast the one that's chewing on Froseth.
Roll well. So I'm rolling the hand of fate on this.
Oh, 7.
And the hand of fate was a 4. Could you roll me damage, please?
Oh no.
3.
Ow.
Sorry!
Unfortunately, this is the kind of thing where, weapons might be better.
In a stunning display of wisdom, I'm going to shoot again. Let's try that again. 16.
Roll damage, but the hand of fate rolled a 2, so Froseth is taking half.
8.
So 4.
It's. I think that was actually the one that didn't get hit. So It it doesn't make a scree noise because it's kind of got its mouth full.
Ew.
But Froseth is also ow. So just every so often you hear ow. Ow. Remy, you have a couple of these things trying to. I mean, they're chewing the shit out of your armor.
Remy swings at that one.
Okay. No, unfortunately, you miss.
She swings again.
No, they're quick little buggers, and you can't see very well, and you're just ah! Bonus action.
And that's it.
No, Hazel.
Out comes the frost axe. I'm going to attempt to help Remy ward off this one.
Okay.
$20 to
Roll
hit.
damage.
For slashing, 3 ice.
It's looking significantly owed.
Chunk! Stop it! Die in a fire!
Okay, what? Bonus
Uh,
action? Anything?
Let's see. Going to glance over at Froseth after chalking this thing. Grab my holy symbol and go. Stay standing and cast healing word at first level.
Okay, go forth.
That's 9. That's 9 plus an additional 3 from.
Yeah.
I think you're okay. Kind of.
I think that gets me both back to full.
Okay, there you go. Okay, the second pack is now, splat. Ava.
I did have my bow. Can I grab my sword?
You can.
Well, I'm gonna try and swing at the one in front of me.
Okay.
So
The
it's
one
a
that Hazel has just kind of eased her axe out of.
Yeah, the gleam rapier.
I think it's the only rapier you have on your
That's an 18.
roll damage. Yeah, the rapier's name is just Gleam. I just put rapier in brackets to let you know what it was.
Mm.
Yeah.
Hi, piercing.
How do you want to do this?
Just piss it in its back. Get off!
There is a. It actually hums a triumphant little tune as splat happens. Continue.
I have a second swipe, I think. Or no, that.
Yeah, you get 2 attacks.
Well, the other one, can I reach the one on any of the ones on Darwin?
Yeah, there's that
I'm
one.
gonna try and whack one of them off.
Okay.
$20.
Roll damage.
12.
And you have literally sheared this thing
Oh,
off.
you said off!
Bonus action?
mm,
You detached the one that was attached to his ass.
Thank you. I need that.
no.
Okay. Froseth.
God, they hate Sorrow Sworn.
Okay, I am going to pull out my fire comma and swing at the one that's attached to me first.
Go for it.
Ugh.
Nope.
Okay, let's try that again. 20.
Roll damage. Yeah,
11 slashing.
you've managed to carve it off you, and the last dying, and the smell of some really atrocious cooking bits, and
So very glad for that thunder wave earlier.
Okay, and for my bonus action, I am going to try to grab, hit one of the ones that's on Darvin with my red glove.
okay,
14.
just missed. But to be fair, you did not. At least you did not hit Darvin. Okay, I mean, we're well past break time, but we've only got like 3 more of these things. Top of the round, Darvin. You have these things.
Yep. I'm going to. Let's see. Okay, so they're biting my calves. Okay, so in which case, I'm just going to pull out my rapier and just be like.
By all means, go for it.
I don't have a leg to stand under this rate.
I hate you.
At least Ava
22.
saved your ass.
Roll.
Uh,
Can we save this for the break? We're already like 20 minutes behind. Roll
yeah,
damage.
I'm clicking damage. 11 and 2.
You have managed to carve it off of you and killed it in the process.
Okay. I think I only have one attack. I think.
I think so. Yeah, mostly casters do.
Yeah. Okay.
Bonus
So.
action?
Actually, no. I'm. That's it.
Okay, Rizwin is going to 5, 10, 15. And thinking about this and being. Hold on a second.
I'm trying to stand very, very still.
Yeah, she'll go for the one that is currently still attached to Darvin because. I'm sorry, that probably hurts.
Just a little.
Just so. And with the. And manages to carve it off of you. And Dagger the second will go to the last one standing, the one that's trying, the chipping teeth on Remy's greave. Seems to like 15s for some reason. Okay. And poor Harry, when he's here, he gets all the kills. She actually just kind of grabs hold of this thing, lifts it up, goes, "No eating my friends." Chunk. Thump. Well, that was disgusting.
Just a little. Is everyone alright?
I've been chewed on. I mean, I'm not all that bad off, but yes. I
Yeah,
was
but it's
chewed
not
on.
poison or anything.
I don't
Going to just take a hold of
think
my
so.
holy symbol. Darvin,
What?
no collapsing. And healing word at first level.
Okay.
I'm okay. I'm just imagining Hazel just being like, Darvin, huh? Schmack!
No, healing word, not
Oh,
cure
word. My
wounds.
bad. My bad.
Yes, you see,
And
read healing word. Yes.
Yes.
So yeah, you got.
so that's 10 points.
She gets bonuses for lifetime.
Disciple of Life for the win.
As
Okay.
far as I'm aware, those things are not poisonous. They're tricksy and more damaging if you let them stay on you, but we didn't, so that's fine. Funnily enough, this is one of the easier situations to deal with in this place, so we should get moving.
Yes.
These are the worst leeches. The worst leeches.
You haven't seen anything yet, little cleric.
Let's
go.
not.
I'll be happy if I don't.
And on that note, we are well past break time. So we'll see you in like 5 minutes when we maybe deal with the encounter I actually planned. And we're back. The Cupcake Coterie has had its first unfortunate encounter in the Shadowfell because double nat ones and disadvantage on stealth rolls from armor clank and punching a tree and
Yeah,
stuff.
been a long day.
It has in fact been a very long day. It's been 3 sessions worth of day at this point. You're crabby, you're hungry, you're worried. At least you
Yep.
didn't get chewed on.
Yeah, that's true.
And yeah, you're aware that your time on your hunter's mark is limited, and there's only so far Ziriel is willing to let you push that. But you still know the approximate right direction.
Remy starts moving, assuming no one's on the ground.
Yeah,
Nobody is.
I'm right after Remy.
Following.
Stealthing, or because Remy's not stealthing.
Remy. You're making so much noise.
Take a deep breath. Should I roll stealth again?
Yes. Let me just double check something here. I think we may have to manage on regular means. And honestly, I don't know that it matters at this point. Anyway, the amount of noise we just made, there are going to be issues no matter what we do. At this point, we might just need speed.
Okay.
Gotta go fast.
Perception check from everybody, and you're looking at a pretty high target here.
Nope. 10.
No.
18.
19.
12.
It's only Hazel, and apparently from the sort of, that perk up look. Sorry, I'm waiting for the clunking to stop. It's only those two that hear, maybe brought by the wind, maybe you're hearing things, but probably not. It's less a scream than an incredibly pained moan. Okay, that's not a sound from any creature here.
No, that isn't.
We need to move. Oh, we lost Ava again. Crap. Carrying on.
Remy moves.
Yeah, Remy is aware that you're close. By this point, you're pretty close.
She's not far now.
Given that noise, that's what I'm afraid of.
Mm-hmm.
How quickly can you get us back once we find her?
Well, we have to travel back to the thin place.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh.
I can see.
Yeah, and she doesn't have anything instantaneous.
Okay. That's what we have to do.
I mean, there is one thing I could conceivably do, but a little bit tricky without a proper circle to do it.
Hazel.
Hmm?
Yeah, I know your thing works. Oh, my kingdom for
What?
a door.
I think
Oh,
that
the
works for most
door.
planes.
Oh,
It's
what?
not.
Oh.
It's
Oh,
not.
right.
This
Dang.
is.
Sorry,
This is
never mind.
point
Never
to
mind.
point.
Okay, never mind.
No, and without a teleportation circle in this plane, I can't actually do anything about it. So. Okay, so tromp, and yet again I ask for a perception check from y'all.
9.
9.
Natural bleeping 1.
7.
I'm stealing whatever those curse words for that one.
You're not pronouncing that quite right. Okay, actually I should be rolling for Rizwin here. Fuck it, I'm gonna roll for Ava as well. Well, no, you guys are very nearly on top of the situation when So there's basically no proper warning or pause point for any of this. What you get is it's spindly and cadaverous, and its head is mostly mouth. It's bipedal and almost humanoid beyond any of that, and the rather unfortunate claws. It's seen an intense amount of damage, but unfortunately so has Alice A. She's been trying with the dagger pretty clearly and not doing too bad a job, but she was already injured. And by the time you guys get there, I'm gonna say, let's see, Remy would be in the lead, so Remy.
Oh no.
I've been making rolls for this. She's up, but barely. My kind of you stop the clicking bits. And Rizwin is kind of holding up the rear because little legs.
Dwarf fortress legs.
Put there's Ava again. Thank you. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and sort of pink. Okay. So yeah, you guys are basically, and she's wandered off the.
I think she was fixing connection when
probably.
and then pop back up.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys charge up and say, barely conscious, Alice A. sort of stuck in this thing's grip as it basically nomphs on her shoulder, which sounds rather less than fun.
Remy runs for it.
Okay, I would like you all to roll initiative again. So I'm gonna have to roll for freaking.
21.
Oh, God.
Oh no.
16.
7.
4. Wow, what is wrong with our initiative right now?
Seriously.
My rolls in general have been bad tonight.
Okay, so that's.
It happens.
Ava did well.
So did I.
Yeah, you always do. It's that fucking.
It's weird, I know. Even without the dagger, I roll high sometimes.
You still have the nonsense power that is.
Whatever I do.
Wait, so the initiative is a dagger?
Yeah, it's a dagger of warning.
It gives him advantage on all initiative rolls.
That is amazing, and it is. Oh God. Sorry.
And I can't be surprised if I'm asleep. Why do you think I can sleep so deeply?
Don't mind me.
And
There's
it
just
went away.
a side joke I keep tripping over involving things of warning.
Just. Can we not? I'm busy. Oh, for bathroom. And 3 people going at the same time. Actually, no. That would mean Bethrin is actually going first. Okay. I keep forgetting her. Just because of the level she has to be at, given her age, her dex is kind of nuts. Okay. Yes, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, right, and facing Ava. It's a shame she actually is going that soon, given that she's not here, but if she's having internet problems, I'm just gonna have to cope. Okay, well, here she's starting to come back. Okay, Bethrina, crap. Looking up Horizon Walkers again. I will honestly be glad when she's back off doing the things. Okay, so yeah, good. Okay. Bonus action, planar warrior.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. I rolled initiative for you. You did well. You got 20. I'll call you up.
Hey. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so that's
Oh, lovely, we found.
yeah.
Well, at least we
Basically,
found one of
you
them.
have barely conscious Alice, currently being mauled by a fairly badly injured cadaverous thing whose face is apparently mostly mouth and whose hands are apparently mostly claws.
He sounds charming.
He's really not. This is the hungry that was being talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that.
Yeah, we'll provide reference images. So
Yeah, she Bethrina feathers bits of it, but it does not seem unduly impressed. Put it that way. Well, since Alice is technically quite close to it, she will go first and she will attempt to break this grapple. Nope, she's way too badly hurt, and it's just not going very well. She is a right mess. Put it that way. So trying, but this thing is apparently stronger than it looks. Although she can still attack with disadvantage. No, it's got her effectively pinned at this point, and basically there's just an awful lot of bleeding. Dervin.
Darvin is going to step 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Right? Can I get there?
Sorry, click again?
Right, either there
Yeah,
or.
there's fine. You
Okay,
kind of
perfect.
skirt around Remy, but
Right.
because you
Uh,
can see Remy's about to charge, so you're
Which is
Yep.
exactly. That's like, okay, Remy's gonna do a thing. Let me go over here. Yeah. Do not get between Remy and Alice ever.
Yes.
Anyway, I'm gonna look at this thing and go, "Oi! So you're so hungry? Eat this!" And magic missile, second level,
Okay.
declaring it.
Yep.
So that's 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Damn near max damage. That's what is that? 18. Nice. bonus action. Alice. I want to do an inspiration for Alice, but look, get out of the thing's grip so Remy can kick its ass. We're here. We're not leaving you behind.
Okay. Whether that's actually been heard, it's you're kind of out of Froseth's drift globe light, so it's a little bit tricky to see whether or not she's reacting. Mostly, what you're seeing is that's an awful lot of blood.
Yep.
Ava.
Can I scoot a bit past Process? Like here-ish?
Yep.
Maybe up a tiny bit.
No, there's a kind of a log,
trailer. Okay.
large fallen log in the way.
Got it. I'm going to pull out my switching arrow. One of them, anyway. And look at Alice. Trust me. And start. On my character sheet.
Yeah, you actually have to hit her with it, which means.
Right, so just roll a regular attack.
Yep, regular longbow attack.
$23.
And she's not letting you.
What? She knows what I'm doing, I bet.
Well, it says wisdom saving throw, and nope, she's not letting you do it.
Fine. Then with my second shot, I'll try again with the other, with the beast tackling her.
With another switching arrow?
I've got 6. No, I thought I had several of them.
You had
Or
6.
did I have 1?
You've used 1. You now have 5.
Yeah.
Well, if the mountain
So
will
I'm
come
going to
Muhammad.
try another on. Oh, if she didn't.
The question is if it's grappling her when you do it,
Will it take her with it?
or do damage as it goes. She
Yeah,
can't take
all
much more damage.
All of that. Alright, we'll just fire a regular arrow then. No, regular arrow. Nope.
Which is why you didn't waste the other switching arrow.
Yep.
Bonus action?
Ow.
Nope.
Okay, so claws it can't do anything else with, so that's bite. Oh, crap. So that's 1d8 plus. You are a lucky mare, Alice, so far, anyway. So that's 4, 3d8 necrotic. Yeah, no, Alice goes limp.
Damn it.
Aaron. It's still hanging on. It's
Can I get to here?
Hang on. Sorry, click that again.
Just south of it.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yes.
Packed blade attack.
Okay. You do have Bethrunner going, what the fuck do you think you're doing?
Lady, steer my blade. 12.
No. Bonus action? Anything?
Uh, I don't know. Can I tackle it or anything?
No.
Okay. Just gonna stand here and be visible.
Remy.
Remy goes to here.
Okay.
Bonus action to use her last healing light to D6 at Alice.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. Well, she's conscious, just about.
And then she is going to swing at it with her second level Divine Smite.
Okay.
14.
Nope.
She's going to swing again. There we go.
Roll damage. Yeah, that hits. That's apparently moderately painful, but it's still too busy chewing to much care. It has its meal at the moment, so. Bonus action?
She already
Oh
did
no,
it.
yeah, of course she did. Yeah.
Yep. Well done.
Froseth.
Okay.
Incidentally, just so that you are aware, that is a pond. It's iced over, but you're not entirely sure how well.
Okay.
Particularly not from that distance.
Yeah. Uh, it's yeah, I'm gonna go up to it. I should be able to make it at least there with my 45
Yeah.
feet.
45, yeah, you can get to there.
Okay, let's take a swing with a fire comma.
Nope.
14, no. Swing number 2.
Roll
20.
damage.
On hit, I'm going to attempt stunning strike,
Okay.
which I'll just put the card for it. So that's going to cost me a key point.
What's
I
the
make a
what?
con save,
what's-
which should be DC 14.
Of course, cons. It's good save.
I still get the damage in.
I hate you. Natural 19 with a +3 modifier.
Oh, yeah, no, it definitely saved. Okay, going to use
still
a.
do the damage, so that's.
Yeah.
I mean, it was already looking pretty battered. She took half its hit points before it finally managed to.
Oh, thank God.
Okay, I'll use another key point to flurry of blows so I can do two 2 unarmed attacks on it. 18.
Roll damage.
And again, 21.
Roll damage. Yeah. Froseth has fucked this thing up.
That's a sentence we hear a lot.
Yes.
And now it's Rizwin's turn, and Rizwin is kind of looking at this like, that's an awful lot of people.
Sort of oversaw as well.
You know what? Well, let's try the Hand of Fate and see what... Yeah, okay, that'll about do it. So basically, without Hazel so much noticing, it sort of gets... Next thing Hazel sees is Rizwin pulling Hazel's crossbow out of her bag. She's like, sorry, just gonna borrow this for a minute.
Oh,
Was it heavy or light?
Light crossbow,
Okay, so
simple weapon.
okay, let's put that in Rizwin's character sheet just to make life easier. Oh, that was proficiencies, but never mind. So crossbow, there we go. Good. Okay, fine. So pop that out so I can move it. Okay, so light crossbow 1. Nope. Thankfully does not hit anybody else. That does hit. It's a sort of Remy has crossbow bolts sort of zip by her ear. Sorry. Zips by her other ear. Sort of ruffles bits of Alice's hair. Sorry, but that one at the very least sinks itself sort of into the sort of the junction between this thing's head and neck. So. Okay. Hazel.
I'm going to get up to where Alice is. And I'm going to try and pull her away from the creature.
Okay.
I'm going to try and break its grapple on her.
Guess make an athletics check. Actually,
It's like,
I think it's straight strength.
like,
actually,
give me Alice back.
yeah, it's straight strength.
That is an unfortunate bit of yanking.
Well, the thing is that you start yanking and you realize she's very, very close to bleeding out, and if you try pulling that way, you're just gonna open things up and you might kill her. So you have to stop pulling at that point.
Mm.
And sorry, that is your action. So bonus action?
Okay, that's gonna going to bonus action cast Healing Word on Alice at 4th level.
Okay.
Come on, get up. plus 6 more.
Okay, so she's at like 18. This thing still looks better than her. Top of the round, we are back to Bethrina. Yeah, that hits. So
Well, not 16, actually. That's 17 plus 6 more. Sorry, the thing is splitting it. It's confusing me.
fuck it. Okay, so that's no, that one misses. It's you guys are too bunched up, and she's having a hard time making decent shots. Let's say, meanwhile. It's D6 plus 1d4 plus 3 piercing. So let's attack 1. No, actually, she can't, can she? Not until she breaks that grapple. See if she can now break the grapple. No. No, she cannot. Unfortunately, it's still these things you can practically hear the nails scraping on bone at this point. It's that deep, and Hazel's pulling has not helped. Yeah, that's pretty much her. Wait a minute. No, it's not. No, but she's already tried to break the grapple, so never mind. Darvin!
Quick, okay, looking at the situation and going, okay, I'm not charging up into that, so eat it! And flicks his hand out and magic missile again, level 2.
Okay, go forth.
Because this way I won't hit anybody I don't intend to. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's
14.
14.
Okay, so it is not looking well at all. Bonus action?
Bonus action. Remy, get this thing fast, because we need to grab Alice and haul some ass!
Take your 1d8. Oh dear. No, that's not going to be good at all, is it? Okay, so it's got its meal. It's
Not let me go.
no, it really isn't.
Still chewing. I hate these things.
So it's 14 points of oh crap. And that's just the that's just the straight chewing. I haven't got to the necrotic yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, unfortunately all of Hazel's all of Hazel's lovely healing work has got undone as the this thing chomps on her shoulder again,
Yeah, because
hissing at you all with Alice's blood on its teeth.
God, of all the things to have to fight with a party full of what we are is a hungry.
Aaron.
If I ever do something useful in my entire cursed life.
Roll
19
damage.
with the
Roll damage.
7.
So close. You stab at a good one. It's clearly not happy, but it's still standing. Bonus action. Remy.
Remy is going to. She's going to swing again with another level 2 smite.
Okay. Roll damage. How do you want to do this? It had 2 hit points left. You were 2 hit points short, Ben. I'm so sorry.
I mean, I rolled nearly max damage if I'm right. 8 would have been max, so.
And she swings her blazing sword through its knee and hacks off the leg, and then as it falls, she.
It's not that big. It's human size.
Oh, it's not. I assumed it was like way bigger. Then
no,
she
it's
just.
human size. It's just
Yeah,
very
she-
strong.
He hacks off the arm, holding on to Alice,
Well,
and
it's
then
both of them, but yeah, okay.
goes through both elbows, and then that's hacks at its chest as it falls, and then again, for good measure.
You're
That's the thing. She's hacking at this thing, and next to her, Alice is just thud.
I'm gonna just dump a 3rd level cure wounds into her.
I can add some if needed.
At this point, as long as she's up.
So that's 20 points of healing and 5 more.
Okay, so 25 total. Ow! Thank you.
Welcome,
Also, ow.
welcome back to the land of the living, or as close as we are, as close as we're gonna get to it from here.
Where the fuck is here?
According to our guide, the Shadowfell. We need to go.
Okay.
Yes, we do.
As quickly as possible.
Roseth, you've got our weapons.
Oh yeah.
Oh, great.
Look at her. She's in no shape to fight.
She
Better she
better
has
to be
them
armed.
than doesn't.
Better to have them in hand.
I suppose.
Ah. Okay. Yeah.
I'm going to dump
Hazel.
another 3rd level cure wounds into her.
Help her.
I'm fine.
Keep moving.
I'm fine. I'm fine. I'll be fine. I just don't like it here very much.
We're leaving right now.
You figured you might not.
Since in her dress she doesn't actually have any place to keep the scimitar, she just keeps them in hand.
DM,
Hmm?
did I manage to cast that additional cure wounds, or did
she did try to wave you off. Just save it. I'll be okay.
Alright.
I'm not bleeding all over everything right now, so that's fine. I'm going to roll the hand of fate and pray it's kind. You hear unfortunate noises behind you, but far enough that at your current rate of speed, and with some help from the local guide, you manage to avoid it, and faster than you originally got there, you come out in the wood elf graveyard.
Oh, that was
By this
beyond
point
amazing.
it is dark, but you can see stars and the moon.
I've never been so happy to see a graveyard.
Yeah, if we ever actually have a vacation, that is not my first choice for a vacation spot.
Don't worry, it's none of us.
There has to be amusement. Sorry about the not. I felt the ping. I figure that's probably you, but in that situation, it probably would have killed me. Open wounds, you know?
Oh, and the thing's claws were gone.
basically.
Okay, we need to find some place that we can recover, and we need to talk.
We went through a place that might help us out, considering Bethrin is here and she brought us through it in the first place.
Well, and they need to have a conversation, so let's go.
I have something of a lodge. We do have something of a lift. It's usually for goods and that kind of thing, but also for the wounded if they can't manage the ladders. I'd say I could manage the ladders, but I really don't want that look for Marie.
And me.
You are
'cause
definitely
I'm, like,
taking
getting
the
on
lift.
You are getting on that lift, yeah.
I said, didn't I? I said so you didn't have to. Cut me some slack, okay? And yeah, that leads to a well-hidden little hoist, which you could probably fit 2 people onto it, but I'll say just kind of sits plunk. Bethany pulls a little bell. And anybody want to go up with her?
Remy.
Remy.
I was thinking him. Yeah.
Is the lift gonna
No,
hold me?
it holds trade goods.
Okay.
Oh.
Shoves her on. Ding ding. Winch, 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 winch. Honestly, compared to the lift going up the wall at Egref, this is nothing. The rest of you make me athletics checks.
Oh boy.
8.
I see fall.
Oh, God, strength.
9.
Thankfully, it's not that hard, but
17.
Hazel's just
21.
yeah. Perseth and Hazel are fine, but Ava's having height issues.
And I'm still suffering with the chain high.
Yep. You guys are gonna struggle, like.
Keep looking up, keep looking up, keep looking up.
So after a certain amount of struggle and a certain amount of, I mean, let's face it, Darvin kind of falls off the first few feet and.
Ha ha ha! Ow! That didn't quite get fixed. Ow!
I'm going to mew him up and hopefully try to get over to wherever Remy and
They beat
Alice
you.
are coming up.
They beat you up, but that's because winch. But yeah, Alice, I just kind of. Yeah, she gets off the hoist and then just sort of sits on a convenient bench, just. Okay, the 3 of you that really fucked that up, roll me another athletics check, please.
Well, to help from the top, if Froseth's already get there, he'll lower a rope to help if there's something to tie it off with. I've got 50 foot of hemp rope.
You need more than 50 feet. Let them make the rolls.
Okay.
Worse. 3.
14, better.
Yeah.
17.
Aaron and Ava make it up. Darvin is just like, probably by that point going, can you send the winch back down?
Send down the winch, please.
By the time Ava comes up, it's like, I don't think he did. You've got Bethrina looking down and going, I'm gonna send the hoist back down for him.
Sorry. I'm not having a good coordination day.
She scribbles down something on a bit of bark, ties it to an arrow, fires it down, so about a foot from Darvin's foot, just chunk.
I blame lingering calf and rump damage.
Yeah, so Darvin gets arrow, and there's a bit of bark tied to it. Go to the hoist.
Right.
By the time he gets there, it's come back down. Yeah, and he gets it. Up he goes.
Yep. Oh, rubbing my butt the whole time. Ow. My pride.
In any case, all of you get up, and Bethrina just sort of shows you to what appears to be a kind of a guest lodge. It's rustic. The beds are more. And there's a lot of hammock, but for those who might not be able to manage hammock or want more in the way of space, there's sort of large cushion and fur comforters, and in the middle there's a very well secured firebowl, which is burning and keeping things warm.
Remy helps Alice to some cushions.
It's just
I'm eyeing one of the hammocks dubiously and being like, no. And I'll just find some floor.
Hey, Darvin, do you want me to just put you in one?
No. No, I'm good. That would end worse.
I'm going to give everyone who took damage a couple of once-overs with my healer's kit.
Okay. I do recall that at this stage you can actually restore HP.
Yeah, because of the I can restore.
I think it's only Darvin and Alice that actually have.
So how many hit dice do
Also
y'all
me,
have?
I never made it back to
10.
full after.
What the?
All right.
Yeah.
So
Alice,
starting with Darvin, that's 9 plus however many hit dice you have.
you're back to full. Pretty sure.
Then I'm gonna go over to Alice and
You don't have to. I just need.
Alice,
Wait.
please.
All right. If it makes you feel better.
Yes, it does.
welcome to why I'm insisting on doing my job.
Your job is more than that, and you know it. Flicks the nose.
So yeah, 9 plus whatever hit dice she's got.
Yeah, so she's looking a fair bit better. That's gonna leave some scars, but
Waves over Hazel.
Witness the power of bandages and compresses. Yeah. Stump, 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 stump.
I'm still down from that chain lightning. I never made it back to full.
Yeah.
yeah, you sort of look over at him, and there's still the burns.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're still toasty.
Wait a minute, didn't he she cast mass cure wounds?
Yeah, I was at 14. That gave me 18. That's 32.
Yeah.
My max is 44.
Okay. Just making sure that came
Same
in.
as me. I was 18. I got 18. 36 out of 57.
Yeah. So Ava and and Aaron are still kind of.
Yeah, so I'm basically handing out like little bits of from the kit.
Burn
Just-
salve and that kind of thing. Burn salve and willow bark tea. Lots of willow bark tea.
just producing a jar of the stuff and just pouring it out into little tiny cups. Drink this, and beelining over to Ava.
The same thing with her, really. So yeah.
Burn salve, a few bandages, and then I'm producing the jar, which is still got like the bit of a little bit of the bark in it. Producing it. Drink. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
It's actually not that bad. The bitter's been cut with honey and cinnamon.
Thank you.
That's something that Mom and Mama taught her.
I know how to make sure that the medication doesn't taste nearly as bleh. So when I say drink something, I mean it.
Bethran is just sitting going, well, it's you, pointing at Aaron. the whole point of my being there was trying to keep you alive, and you ran right into the face of it. At least you're still in there somewhere.
I see my friend being chewed on, and I, honestly, I was trying to get its attention off of her and onto.
Unfortunately, the thing about the hungry is that when they have their meal, they'll eat it until it's dead.
That thing was pretty much all mouth. Ugh.
And claws. I can attest to the claws.
It's like everything is. It's all whatever. Is everything there all whatever limb or piece of it is what its name is? What is there an arm?
Little cleric. Little cleric. I'm sorry. I know that you probably need to have this, but I don't have a lot of time.
Yeah, you need to have your conversation.
Thank you, Beth.
Yes, thank you very much.
Likewise, though, we haven't met, and I'm sure that's a story, given that I'm pretty sure I've seen you before. You what?
We'll explain.
You went to the temple?
Yeah, we did.
I thought it was...
It was sealed. We unsealed it.
For us, anyway.
Well, it was sealed for a very good reason. I was there when, well, in and around the area anyway, when the Tiamat worship rose in that area. As I
Oh,
say,
wonderful.
I've been around a very, very long time. I used to go back to check in and see if there was any other information I could get. But to explain why I'm here now in this place, when I was actually cutting through the Feywild at the time, and I got a missive from... I hate that particular Archfey. I hate him so much. But one of his heralds turned up and told me I needed to be on the prime material in this specific continent. I only wound up here about a week ago, but I started again near the temple. It's one of my go-tos when I come here. And one of the inns, very, very friendly individuals, they kept telling me I should head for Goldendale. Oh, good. I was hoping the girls, if they found you, would do that. Good to know that my friends can be trusted. Awesome. And every tavern I wound up stopping in, but I couldn't get across the mountain range, so I have a few contacts, friends here, and they have a teleportation circle, so I didn't think they'd mind if I ported in, and I did in the middle of some significant elven wild civil conflict. And then a week later, you all turn up.
Oh,
Still very
great.
grateful for you letting me out of the tower, by the way. And as I say, I have... Closes her eyes. A meal and then an hour, and then I have to go. But a meal can be provided first. So a little bit of more basic conversation before I have the massively deep one. I'll put together a little bit of something. You all look like you could use it. You, in particular, points at Alice. Have to replace some of what you lost, after all. Yeah.
Magic and bandages don't do everything.
And from in the pillows, I know, I'm just. It looks up. I'm actually A, really in need of some sleep, and also B, not entirely sure I'm going to get any because that was the textbook definition of nightmare fuel.
Pretty much.
And on that note, because this went in directions because dice. We'll leave it there with uh you know meal and things, and when we come back, we'll have whatever group conversation needs to happen over dinner, and then stuff with Aaron and whatever questions he might have. So he's got 2 weeks to think about it. I will see y'all in 2 weeks' time. Those that I won't see before for various reasons. Have a lovely remains of the evening and or sleep well, depending. Bye, guys.